just left our and now we're heading for Maloelap. Still pretty windy, it's been windy for a quite long time. It's about 25, 26, gusting to 30, lots of wind and waves. I don't know, 4 meter wind.
I think so. The big ones are huge. But they are kind of regular. So it's not it doesn't feel scary.
I think it's longer wave period now compared to when we came up here. So it was more bumpy ride, now it's longer wave. And then your rudder seems to work pretty fine.
As you know from previous episodes, we had a lot of strong winds in the Marshall Islands. This day we had a good sail between the atolls Aur and Maloelap, but also some of the biggest waves we've ever seen. It seems impossible to show the big waves on film, but as long as they don't break, it's not an issue. When we got in shelter from the reefs, the water was almost flat again, and we were aiming for the entrance into Maloelap Atoll.
We have reef on 3 sides.
Yeah.
But it looks good. We are inside Maloelap. Do you have anything to say about that?
Worst sail ever.
Yeah.
And now it's just strong winds and bumpy waves. It's getting better and better, but we're fairly close to the reef now, but still it's awful.
Yeah.
I just want to be in there.
And just to be able to go forward, we have to have like 90 degrees wrong direction. So, not the best sail. So we're going to anchor up here, that's the plan, and it's about 10 miles to go. And the red route was the main route. The blue route is when we changed, and we thought maybe we could have that direction, but since it was like the wind's coming straight from here, we had to and we couldn't go by the engine because there was too much sea and we didn't move, so we had to take out a little bit of sail and go this direction. And our plan is to come here and then go along the coast, and we really hope that it would be calmer there, but this is the first time for us here, and you never know.
As you probably saw, there wasn't a very comfortable entry to Maloelap Atoll. It was kind of tough, but we eventually made it there, and according to the tidal information we got, that was supposed to be the best time to enter the atoll, so yeah.
And obviously we try to enter the atolls while there is flat tide, and there is a few ways to get that information. Either we use one of the apps, or we find that information in the charts, or even in the classics tidal tables. And Maloelap is a pretty low island, so in high tide the waves was kind of splashing over in these conditions, since the waves was pretty huge on the ocean. So the current in the atolls was actually a lot stronger than we expected it to be. So the best thing would probably be that to enter this atoll in low tide rather than high tide.
Yeah, and as you probably saw on the chart earlier, we went south, and that's because in the atoll there was a lot of coral heads up north. So it's better to be safe than sorry when we enter a new atoll.
Yeah.
And as we said in previous episodes, sorry about the quality in those videos, because we lost our GoPro in the ocean, and we had kind of a temporary one that's not always very good. So, yeah, sorry.
Sorry for that.
Eventually, we found shelter behind a beautiful little motu island where the water was all flat and calm. We anchored there during the night and decided to continue north on low tide the next morning.
So we're heading northeast to main island, the main motu island here in Maloelap today, and the weather is a lot better.
Yeah, it is, and it's low tide, so the reef is kind of better today, and the waves are not splashing over us. So,
Yeah. And also we try to stay as far close to the reef as possible today, since we got a shelter from the reefs there.
Yeah, it's like Danish sailing.
It's Danish sailing. And it's a beautiful day. We have about 20 knots of wind in a beam reach, sailing about 7.5 knots. That's great.
Just a year again.
Yeah.
Just like fire, no denying. I know we won't be late. Sky may be gray, there might be rain. I have to say, I know I do lean on faith. It's not a simulation. This love is an ocean wide that never runs dry.
Now we have arrived to the main island, and as usual we got a squall, but we saw a cannon on shore.
And we also see some rings.
Yeah. And Oscar was happy like a baby. So where are we now?
At Maloelap,
Yep.
the main island.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to see some relics from the World War II, I think.
Yeah.
There is actually a bunker just right here.
And we have to move slowly over there, so we won't interrupt the dogs. We just met a local policeman and gave him the permit.
Yep. And we met another guy that will take us around the island tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, because there's over 200 stuff from the World War, isn't it?
It's supposed to be like buildings, canoes, aircrafts, ships.
Yeah.
There is even a ship quite close to us. I'm not sure about the size, but it's like 50 to 80 meters. And there is another ship on the beach there.
Yeah, and this like bunker.
That's kind of a bunker. You see any soldiers in there?
A lot of crabs.
Mhm. Så här ser det ut.
Ja. Åh, lullogrisarna. Ja, det kan vi göra. Det är mycket djurliv på den här atollen, du. Många olika fåglar man har sett hittills. Här är den fina fågeln igen. lilla Bobbe. Vad sa du? Gyrokompass?
Ja. Och här är motorn.
Uff. Oskar!
Du kör med båten här uppe.
Med båten?
Ja, det är kul att maggrill.
Ska makrill? Jag tror inte du har makrill här. Mycket större fiskar.
Det är nästan sätter.
Sill har de. Ål har de. Men du? Silla går till.
Since we spend a lot of time on board, we love to walk around and explore the new places we arrived to. We knew that Maloelap would have a lot of relics from World War II, but we still got surprised and very excited the moment we went ashore. It felt like we could see remnants from the war everywhere we went.
Did you find something?
It seems to be kind of a big crater. Must be a huge bomb.
Must be.
We read a little bit about it, and it's supposed to be. This was a Japanese fort until the end of the Second World War, and the Americans bombed it heavily for days and nights, in weeks,
Yeah.
weeks and weeks for a very long time. So this is probably one of the craters from one of the bombs.
Yeah, probably. Är det en bombhål här också? Det är just det som jag tycker är det mest förfärliga. De har ju säkert inte förstått vad det är frågan om. Oj. Den var ju ganska intakt den här. De kanske bor där. Du ser det ligger grejer här. Oj, 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 den är jättestor. Oj. Flygplan.
Gå bort och kolla på det andra, kanske lättare att se. Ja, det är ju fan här kan räkskyddet såklart, ja. Här har de ju stått flygplan på marken när de bara bombar.
Aha.
Det är därför det var så många på samma ställe.
Usch då.
Usually we anchored our dinghy close to the local school, and a few times we were lucky I met some of the kids when they were on a break.
Hello.
They were so polite and interested in our camera. We love to talk with the kids on the remote places. They're usually a bit shy but often very curious.
Den kommer. Hi!
How are you? Good? You going to school as well? Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you learning today? Are you learning mathematics? History? English?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Bye. Thank you.
The next morning we went into shore and met Benedict, the guy that was going to show us around at the island. We also got accompanied by his dogs the whole way. Benedict knew exactly where the relics from World War II were, and along the way he told us a lot of stories that he had been told from his ancestors when the atoll was under the Japanese control.
Hej!
De är liksom så här rädda för oss samtidigt som...
De är lite nyfikna. Ska vi gå upp där eller?
We're getting up here?
Ah, sorry.
one is the place where they stopped people is at.
What did they do here? Again, sorry.
The place where they chop their head.
Okay.
When you make maybe if you make trouble or wrong,
Yeah.
sometimes they
The punish.
yep.
So
They punish you.
the Japanese punish each other.
Yep. And also the Muslim people.
Not also
Marshallese.
the, oh, Marshallese, they
Yeah.
did. Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Too big, huge. You say the
Oh, so the heads were.
Yep.
Oh,
fall down.
oh, it's terrible.
After World War I, the Japanese started to build a lot of military bases in the North Pacific. In Maloelap they had a huge air base, and in 1939 there was a big military base on this main motu island Tarawa. At that time more than 3,000 Japanese soldiers lived on the island, where they had like a modern city with several buildings, electricity, canons, airfields and so on. Benedict told us that some of his ancestors moved to the smaller Motu Islands at that time, but of course some of them were still trying to live on the main Motu Island.
In many areas in the North Pacific, it's still bullets from the World War II battles to be found.
This is a heavy one.
There's a lot of them in all kinds of sizes.
Look at this!
In the next episode we will show more pictures of it, since we went to some uninhabited Motu Islands where they were easily found along the beaches, and some of them in pretty good condition. In February 1942 the US Navy had won the battles in the bigger atolls Majuro and Kwajalein, and then they started to attack Maloelap with carrier-based aircraft and warships. A few years later the Americans won the war, and now, more than 75 years later, it's fascinating to see how the Marshallese people live more traditional again, and in that same place. It's almost hard to imagine what took place in this paradise such a long time ago, and it's also fascinating to see all those relics that are still there.
It's everywhere. All the buildings and. Kolla, precis överallt om man kollar. Oj, oj, oj. It's huge. Yeah. This is a protected area if there's a hurricane, is it?
Yeah, for the hurricane.
Yeah.
And also the bomb that dropped from the plane.
Yeah, of course.
We have a lot of this place, like this one. This house. Over there, over there, over there. Same like this one. Only same like this.
Is it? Oh,
Oh, this is huge.
yeah. Wow. Oof, it's huge. Oops. Wow.
Oh, there's something else. Oh, that's a Japanese sign.
Yeah.
Just got up, something's wrong. I waited up, wounds on my feet. Where will you be? Flickering through memories, the Polaroids yellowed in the sun, longing to be seen. So come and hide with me, hide with me. Hide with me. Come and hide with me.
It's a big one. Wow.
I don't know what happened to him.
No. Ah. It's that fin. Oh.
Now the moon is full, the stars are bright. I called you up just to hear your voice.
Good morning.
Go over there, right there at the window.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just follow that.
Och detta är deras flygfält. Och här ser man till och med spår av asfalt.
Jag tror de får vara upp via flyg, eller är det bara via skepp?
Det är nog via skepp det.
Bara?
Det tror jag.
Is this Japanese or Japanese plane?
Here's one of the cylinders. Yeah. Here's another cylinder.
And there too, I guess.
Come and hide with me.
The blue ship.
Perfect, thanks.
Okay.
Hide with me. The sun is up, the clouds are gone, but I'm still here with wounds on my feet. Where will you be?
Säkert här de bodde typ.
Ja.
There are some pipes.
Ja.
If I left the house broken,
Vad är det den där? Skotthål. There too.
Can we go upstairs? Yeah.
There was like a bomb.
Might be a bomb coming through there. It's a big building. Is it three storage? 3 storage. 4 storage.
Oh yay!
Should we try to go upstairs? Is it possible?
If you want.
Ja, det rör sig.
To walk around this house brought out strong and mixed emotions. In one way, it's fascinating to see the abandoned city and those huge houses that were once filled with people. But of course, it's also such a strong reminder of the tragic history that took place there.
So do you like the place?
Yes. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this before.
No. It's quite cool to find a place like this in a kind of a island where there is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Nice dance!
Do it again.
Woo! Really nice! Goodbye!
See you later.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you want to support our video production by becoming our patron, click on the Patreon logo in the end or follow the link below. In the next episode, we continue our journey through the Marshall Islands. We explore the most beautiful islands and we continue to find a lot of remains from World War II.